Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at how to find the volume of a 3D shape. So before we begin, I want to first kind of go over what a 3D shape is. So for that, let me start with what a 3D shape is not. So in this case, I have a rectangle. It's not a 3D shape. It only has two dimensions. It has a length. It has a width. So as opposed to the 3D shape right here, which also has a depth. What that means is that if I were to, let's say I want to fill up my rectangle with water, can't really do that because once I start, it's going to start going all over the place because this has no depth. It is a flat shape. So it's not really something I can do. However, when it comes to the rectangular prism, I can definitely fill this up with water. So it wouldn't go anywhere because it has a depth. It has an additional dimension there. And that dimension, we could call it depth. We could also call it the height. I think in geometry, you mostly use the word height, but they're the same thing. So that's the main difference between these two. So let me go ahead and start erasing this. So when we're trying to find the volume, what I mean by that is we want to find how much of whatever it is. We can fill this up with water, air, whatever you can think of. How much of that can we fit into the shape? So that's the volume. If you have a bigger rectangular prism, you can fit more water in it. If you have a smaller one, you can fit less water. So that's the concept. We're trying to find how much of it, how much water in this case, let's think of it that way, we can fit inside this rectangular prism. So then this is how it's going to work. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to choose one rectangle in this rectangular prism to start with. So let me start with this. Maybe this one at the top. Not like that. So I'm trying to find the area of this rectangle. So I'm going to put it in green there so that you can see. We're trying to find the area of this rectangle. So first, I know that I'm going to need my formula for area, which is the area of a rectangle is the length times the width. So the length here is going to be 5. Oh, no. Length here is going to be 5 because this side is 5, so this is 5. So this one has to be 5. And then let's go over here for the width. Should be 3 because, not 3. It should be 4 because this side right here is 4. So this is 4. So this one has to be 4. So now all I do is plug that in to get the area. So 4 times 5 is equal to 20 centimeters squared. But now, if I want to find the volume, I'm also going to have to involve the height here. So in this case, the height would be this right here. In this case, that is going to be 3 because this is 3, so this is 3, so this one's 3. So all I need to do now is multiply the area of this rectangle times 3. So the the volume of the rectangle is 20 times 3, which is 60. When it comes to volume, we represent it as 60 centimeters cubed. And there it is. That's how much water, or whatever it is, I can fit into this shape. We can also summarize that to be the volume is equal to the length times the width times the height. Now, a lot of you may be thinking, okay, so the rectangular prism was pretty simple. What about the triangular prism? So here's an example. It's the exact same concept. So what we want to do in this case is we're going to find the area. First, the area of the triangle that we see right here. And we're going to want to multiply that by the height, which is this one right here. That's all it is. But some of us may have forgotten how to find the area of a triangle, and that's okay. That's why we're doing this. So the formula for area is going to be 1/2 times the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle. So it's basically the same thing as the square, except you're dividing it in half. You're dividing it by 2. So so if I take this to be my base, 8, then the height of the triangle, not of the entire shape, is going to be this right here, the 6. So it's 8 times 6 is 48, and there's my area. Now for the volume of the triangular prism, we're just going to multiply this area, oh, and I forgot that this is centimeters squared, by the height of the shape of the entire prism, not just a triangle, but the entire prism. So in this case, that would be 9. So I'm going to multiply 48 times 9. And that would be 432 centimeters cubed.